Have you ever tried to build a Docker image, will get an error during the build process, and I'm going to explain why it happens and how to fix it. But before that, if you haven't watched the video 11 where I explain how to create an efficient Docker file, make sure to check it out first, or maybe in this part. Anyway, I'll leave you the link. Let's go ahead and test building our image. So I open the terminal and type docker build and dot. So this runs a command for building our Docker image, and we'll see if there are any errors in our Docker file. So as you can see, we got a failure because it couldn't copy the app directory. That's because we didn't create the empty directory beforehand. We have a line, I show you in the Docker file. So as you see, we have a line here in the Docker file that tries to copy the app folder, which is where we will eventually add our Django project. Since the folder doesn't exist yet, the image build fails. So all we need to do is create a new folder in the root of our project called app and then go back to the terminal. I want to make you smile, so here's a joke for you. Why do Docker containers never get invited to parties? Because they always take too long to load. So run the command again, and this time hopefully it should work. So what happens is it goes through each of the steps that we define inside our Docker file, and it will run that to create an image, and it uses caching behind the scenes. So the first time you run it, it might take a while. However, the second time you run, it should be a lot faster because it caches each layer that is needed to build out Docker image. Okay, so you can see that it has built successfully. So we have successfully configured a Docker file for our project. Now we can move on to the next lesson. In the next video, we are going to create a Docker Compose configuration for our Django REST framework project, allowing us to run the entire application with Postgres and Docker using just one simple command. I'm really excited to hear about your thoughts, so please leave me a comment.